You're watching the August edition of the Library Roadshow, everything you need to know about your local library system. Now, perhaps you've seen shows like the Who Am I show on television. The study of family history and genealogy is one of the most passionate activities for many library users. And each summer, the library offers a very special workshop for them. These are really amateur detectives, and they need some special tools. So joining me now is Cassie Frederick, our genealogy librarian, who's currently based at the Bluebonnet Regional Branch Library. Welcome, Cassie.
Well, it's good to be here.
Cassie, let's get right to it. Tell me about this special summer conference.
I'm excited about it. This is one of the first times we've really focused on the Bosque people, which are both French and Spanish. And I think that's going to be a big help to people who have been looking for their ancestors.
So what are the dates? Where is it? Is it free?
It is going to be August 10th at starting at 10:30 in the morning at Bluebonnet.
Mm-hmm. So that's a Saturday. Easy for people to come.
Absolutely.
And it lasts almost all day, doesn't it? It's a real workshop.
It really is.
You have several things planned.
Mm-hmm.
So but before we get into those details, first tell me about the Bosque. It's pronounced Bosque, not Basque. Mm-hmm. And there's some very traditional, flavorful images that we associate with them. Tell me about some of that.
The Bosque people are a unique, individual, indigenous people who came as early as 218 AD. 218 AD. 218 AD. They were a very old people. Have been around for a very long time. They are one of the largest groups of people with an Rh negative factor in the world, in Europe.
So there's a kind of a forensic mystery there too.
There is, and scientists have been looking into the possibility that they actually date back to the Cro-Magnon period.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
So that's very ancient history. So for those of people who are into DNA research, this is something that they might want to look at. The Bosque people have their own culture, their own language. They were right on the border between France and Spain, and they lived in the Pyrenees Mountains.
So they were isolated.
They were very isolated, and neither France nor Spain was really interested in the area, so they claimed it as their own.
Well, that was
really
kind of to their benefit. And what food do we associate with the Bosque?
A lot of soups, a lot of especially fish and seafood. A lot of that comes
because that's something here in Louisiana.
Exactly.
We think of culture, we think of food, we think of dance and music.
Yes.
And I know there's some very special, like I said, there's a wonderful flavor to the Bosque tradition.
Accordion music almost sounds like what we have here in Louisiana.
Well, this program is Saturday, August 10th. It starts at 10:30. What's the first session on?
The first session will be an overview of the Basque history, so that we can get a kind of a picture of where they came from and how they...
So you don't have to be an expert to come.
No,
and the second section is one of the fun things because it's the place names or the names.
Right. And Bosque names originated as names of locality. They described, their names were descriptions of where they lived. Now the names have, of course, evolved quite a bit, and it's not quite, but there are still some names that are closely associated with place.
And we're going to end that workshop with some of the library tools that can be used, like Ancestry.com and Heritage Quest.
Yes.
And of course, you and your staff are always available at the Bluebonnet Regional Branch to help people get started or refine their search. Because you and I have talked about this in the past. Just because you've looked up something in the past doesn't mean you're done. There's always new tools, so you have to constantly refresh your search. All right, well, to find out more about this program, we recommend you go to the library's website, ebrpl.com, and go to the genealogy page or check out the latest edition of The Source. And then, of course, the Basque Association for Louisiana has their own website, and people can find a lot of things there, including examples of some of the dance and the music, and get a feel for the festival that they do.
There's also a whole list of names associated with the Bosque history.
So you might have Bosque blood in you too. It'd be fun to check that out. All right, well, that's all the time we have right now. So people, I urge you to attend. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to know anything to get started on this. And this is a fascinating piece of that Louisiana gumbo. Coming up after the break, Louisiana author Monique Molière Piper.